It is often said we may be fairly judged by the company we keep. In the lifetime of Greater Harrisburg Chorus, we have kept company with queens and captains, doctors, nurses, housewives and professionals, sailors and civilians. We have enjoyed decades of competitive success and spans of baffling frustration. We have seen babies become members and members become grandmothers. We've been together for 65 years and began, as most chapters do, with a small group of housewives who just liked to sing. In 1956, a handful of women founded the Harrisburg chapter. The chorus was comprised of some high school friends, wives of men singing in the local barbershop chorus, and a couple of church ladies who just knew how to get things done. They found a meeting place, gained their charter from Sweet Adelines Incorporated, and wrangled John Owens as their first director. The founders and a growing cadre of friends juggled the demands of their daily lives with the one-night-a-week hobby. 60-plus-year member Nancy Smith recalled hiding chapter files under clothes in the bottom of a laundry basket as she set out for a board meeting, and later, the laundromat. The chapter grew quickly under its next director, Bob Luce, put on shows and showed promise in early Region 14 competitions, placing as high as third. That initial group spawned a second chorus when several members split off to form the Penn Harris chapter under the direction of Evelyn Baker and later local barbershopper Jack Nurr. The two choruses coexisted until 1966 when they realized these old friends should be singing together and reformed, christening themselves the Greater Harrisburg Chorus. The watershed year for Greater Harrisburg was 1967 when it hired Betty Pettibon as director. Betty, the lead singer of the 1963 Sweet Adelines champion quartet, the Heathertones, moved to Harrisburg when her husband took a job with the Pennsylvania Department of Education. Within months of the family's arrival, Betty had signed on for just a short time, she said, that eventually stretched into 32 years. Betty, a lifelong barbershop singer, champion, and music teacher, made it a mission to educate her new chapter. Her passion quickly paid off. After sitting out contests from 1964 to 66, Greater Harrisburg Chorus returned to the competition stage in 1967. In true Betty fashion, she moved members around their risers in search of the perfect barbershop blend, only to throw the costume committee into a tizzy when she bumped matching colors side by side in their long, autumn-hued gowns. Greater Harrisburg Chorus surprised itself by landing in third place, singing Swanee and Just a Cottage Small. Betty's reaction was classic. Now what am I going to do with them? She proceeded to build a strong and vibrant chapter that has succeeded ever since as a premier competitive and performing ensemble. Greater Harrisburg chapter won its first regional gold medal in 1970, and since 1968 has never placed lower than fifth. The chapter followed that 1970 championship with gold medals in 1975, 83, 89, 92, 94, and 96 in the Pettibon era. At International, Betty led the chorus to top 10 finishes in 1976, 90, 93, and 95. Betty retired as a master director in 1998 and was followed by Barb McConnell, who led the chapter through an emotional transition and successful annual show amidst a search for a new full-time director. Claire Dominic was brought on in 1999, and she proved to be a natural successor. Claire brought more championship attitude to GH with an international gold medal and a long string of regional quartet titles to her credit. Claire expanded the chapter's competitive opportunities to include the Buckeye Classic and Sweet Adeline's Harmony Classic. She became a master director in just her second regional contest and has led GH to 6 regional gold medals, 5 top 20 international placements, and the Harmony Classic silver medal in 2019. In 2012, Greater Harrisburg Chorus traveled to Cincinnati for the World Choir Games, a 2-week global gathering of singers. With a performance that spanned movie themes, lush harmonies, and infectious rhythms, GH wowed audiences and the judges to capture the first gold medal ever awarded in the barbershop division. The chapter followed its World Choir Games success story by combining with the Pride of Baltimore chapter for a 3-year run that included 2 regional titles, 2 international contests, and an unforgettable performance at New York's famed Carnegie Hall. But if all Greater Harrisburg ever did was compete, we would not have lasted for 65 years. Annual chapter shows have delighted thousands of viewers throughout the years. From the earliest days of gaslight gaieties and harmonize this mod world to Annie Get Your Gun, chapter shows have featured elaborate sets, dazzling costumes, and show-stopping performances. And laughs. Have we ever had the laughs? We hear it so often, it's become a cliche, but maybe it's time to reflect on these words. We came for the music. We stayed for the friendships. Over 65 years, we've stayed through poodle skirts, bell-bottoms, and yoga pants. We've weathered bouffant hairdos, shag cuts, and spikes. We've worn enough red lipstick to paint a house, and enough hairspray to fill the Goodyear blimp. We came for the music. Somewhere over the rainbow, one-step Dixieland, something inside so strong and unforgettable, to name a few. Singing with the symphony on a barge in the river, holding hands with our barbershop brothers after 9/11, swatting mayflies and rabid moths at outdoor sing-outs. We stayed for the friendships, singing at weddings, singing at funerals, singing in the snow, in the rain, to our Valentines, singing every Christmas carol ever written, including one song that has all of them. Hundreds have graced our risers, and a few high school pals are still here 65 years after graduation, all the while laughing, embracing, and singing our songs, blending our voices, lending our hearts, creating harmony for 65 years together.